Hi, my name is Brianna Miller. I'm a research assistant at the Georgetown Early.Learning.Project. Today I will be discussing a study that investigated how background media use is negatively related to language and literacy skills. This study was conducted by Andrew Ribner, Rachel Barr, and Deborah Nichols. As a brief outline of what I'll be discussing, I'll start with some background information and then discuss the results of the study. Finally, I'll explain what the important takeaways are from the study. Before I get into background information, I wanted to highlight that the purpose of this study was to investigate the connection between media such as television to school readiness skills like language, literacy, and self-regulation. An important term to understand is what school readiness means. School readiness is defined as children's readiness to learn, and it includes traditional aspects of academic achievement such as language, literacy, and mathematics, as well as various non-cognitive skills such as self-regulation, social skills, and gross and fine motor control. In the context of school, self-regulation involves the ability of children to stay on task, follow instructions, and transition to new tasks. The amount and quality of exposure to media a child receives influences their school readiness. Previous studies have shown that exposure to entertainment or non-educational TV can have a negative impact on school readiness, but the mechanism by which this occurs is not fully understood. This study attempted to identify the mechanism by which TV influences school readiness skills. To determine how exposure to TV is linked to school readiness, researchers contacted parents of children ages 3 through 7. Researchers conducted a 50-minute phone survey with parents that assessed parenting practices, child media practices, and child language and literacy and self-regulatory skills. Parents described a typical day for their child for a full 24 hours, going activity by activity. It should be noted that this data was collected in 2009, so popular sources of entertainment for children such as tablets were not as widely used at that time. Thus, in this study, TV was focused on as a main source of media instead of more modern devices. The amount of time spent watching entertainment television, educational television, and background television were recorded. I'll expand more on the different types of TV in the following slide. The children's level of self-regulation was determined using the Behavioral Assessment for Children, Second Edition, a parent-reported measure of the problem behavior related to children's self-regulatory skills. The hyperactivity, attention problems, and executive function scales of this assessment tool were utilized. Language and literacy skills were also assessed based on parent reporting. Briefly, an example of educational television is programs such as Dora or Sesame Street. Entertainment TV includes shows like SpongeBob or any TV not made for children. Background TV is classified as time spent doing another activity while TV is playing in the background. The results of the study are as follows. Parents reported that, on average, children watched 2 hours of television, 1.5 hours of which was entertainment TV. In addition, the TV was on in the background for about 3.5 hours per day. Significantly, educational TV had no association with school readiness, while entertainment TV was associated with poor self-regulation, but not with language or literacy skills. In contrast to both educational and entertainment TV, background television was associated with decreased self-regulation, language, and literacy skills. Poor self-regulation skills were found to be associated with worse literacy and language skills. This suggests that self-regulation problems might be a mechanism by which television is associated with language and literacy skills. This implies that increased media usage, specifically background TV, influences self-regulation, which in turn influences school readiness skills, like language and literacy scores. Background TV is harmful because it can make children divide their attention between the stimuli in front of them and the TV. Similarly, background TV may also make it more difficult for parents to focus on playing with their child. Some limitations of this study are that everything was parent-reported, so it is all at risk of bias. Now I will talk about some important parenting recommendations that can be inferred from the findings of this study. Most importantly, parents should try to turn off the TV when it is playing in the background, especially when playing with their child. Some ways to implement this is to set aside playtime with your child without media and prioritize interactive play. Parents could also switch to having music on in the background instead of TV. If you have more interest in how media and children's development are related, think about joining our cafe study. We also offer other studies here at the Georgetown Early Learning Project if you have interest in other areas of developmental psychology. Thank you for listening.